Yes. Can't see everybody now, but
okay, we're rocking and rolling.
All right, here we go. Now, Danielle, you're going to be my eyes. So if anybody has a question, you guys put your hand up or unmute and ask as we go through this. But we're going to go into record mode. Are we in there? We're recording? Okay. So here we go. So this is our simple and solid startup program. This is basically the culmination of a lot of time and just some thought and trying to simplify what we do as best as we could. And when we wrapped it up in a nutshell, it's basically just a series of behaviors over and over and over again, repetitious through the first 6 months of your business. They're going to set you up for success. Okay. Oh, and it won't let me move. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay. So in getting to National Marketing Director, what I have to say is the two key components, and I've probably said this to everybody that's on the phone, but I want you guys to hear the language and I want this to settle in a little bit because I want you to be able to take it and then transfer it to new people, okay? So the two most important components are under this VF leg here is qualifying your business and getting to sales coordinator. And if you can learn how to do these two things and duplicate this over and over and over again, you will absolutely be a national marketing director with a thriving business. And that's what really is the key to our success in these last 6 months and 12 months, I would say, is that we got really, really good at promoting VFs and really, really good at getting sales coordinators over the finish line. So, you know, and in the process, duplicating and creating those qualified businesses. So this is how we do it. And we're calling this the 12-25 system. And I think if I do this, okay, here we go. So hopefully you guys can see the full screen here. Basically, and I want to thank Bree Iarusi, who I'm not sure if she's on the line or not, but she's the one who found this sheet. We were looking to create a tracker sheet, and she said, oh, there is one. And she pulled it out, and we've been using it ever since. And this is, I think, the most underutilized tool in the whole, you know, really the whole company. It's just an easy way to track, and it's an easy way to train with one single form. Now, when we first started, I just want to give you guys a quick picture of this. When I first started, there was a binder. It was like 500 pages of material that we had to go through with our sponsors to learn how to do this business. And now we're down to one sheet. So really, when I say to you that this is like the simplest way that I've found so far, and this is why I think it's catching on like wildfire, you know, you're going to really like it. So, and some of you have seen this already, but we're going to take it through so you could start up a new rep. So imagine that you have a brand new team member and the team member comes on. The first thing you want to do is sit down with them and sign into their virtual office and show them how to put their order in. That's the first most important thing, is that we get them started on the product, right? So we go through, we get them in there, and then after they've done that is when you'll present them with this sheet. And you take the sheet out and you have them fill in their name right at the top here under the first line, okay? It's really important that you start out right there, because initially when people start a business, the biggest thing that I find that holds them back is they're afraid to actually get started, right? People want to know that they can be successful. They want a roadmap. They want to know that it's simple and it's easy. They want the confidence. And you're in first, you know, showing them the confidence in them. But for them to be able to go through something and already have that start, you know, piece checked off, like there's already a name on there, and as simple as that sounds, mentally it really does shift things for people. So they put their name in number one, and if it's a family order, then they're going for, you know, 1 or 2 other orders likely that they would go through. And what we're going to be filling in with this sheet alone is simply the trio orders that you have going into the system. It's not your extra stuff. We're going to count that in another place, but for here, for purposes of building a strong and solid business, the goal is to get 12 solid trio customer orders, okay? If you do the math, that's going to get you over your 2,000 points. And if you're smart about this, you're going to have a lot of extra stuff drag along. Maybe everybody orders a shake, you know, maybe a bar or something. If a Tower Garden goes in, it's gravy, you know, it's extra. But think of it for long-term success. You want to build that strong platform from the beginning. So the 12, that's the first part of this, is that first step. And the key to 12 is that it's an easy digestible number, okay? When you think about how people break down numbers in their brain, things they're already comfortable with. You always want to create and repeat patterns for people that they have some comfort level with to begin with. So 12, you have 12 months in a year. There's 12 hours, you know, in 2 sections of the day. Like, these are things that we're already accustomed to using and digesting and talking about, so it sits in there nicely, and it also breaks up easily as well. So let's just run through that scenario. So the person that signs up, they put their first order in under number 1. Then number 2, maybe it's a husband or a wife or a mother or whoever, and then they're already on their way. What's going to happen is they're going to drag along that HLP bonus without even knowing that they did it. What I'm finding is that when you put the focus on the HLP, and this is for people who have just kind of gone through this and started, there's almost like an aha moment and a release. And then we take a pause and we celebrate and we do all that stuff. And although that's really important, it's kind of hurting you at the same time. What we want to do is take the attention off of the HLP and put it onto the 12. Okay? So I hope that everybody kind of understands that piece of it. And along the way, what we're doing is we're going to bring along 2 or 3 team members. That's kind of the recipe we give, and I'll get to that on the next slide or, right after this. But we're filling in this to the 12. We're going to feel really solid about that. And what happens, and you've seen this time and time again on our team, the person completes their 2,000 plus and they walk into qualification the next month because of doing this, you guys. So 12 trio orders, then we continue on and we keep building. We celebrate the 2,000 plus. They get their $250 bonus. They get their $100 for their HLP. Their team is now doing the same thing. And hypothetically, I want to throw this out. If you were to start up 3 people on the day you start and you all complete your 12 trios, you could be a sales coordinator month 1. It takes 48 trios to be a sales coordinator. If you want simple, duplicatable, fast, this is a really easy way to do it, okay? You just got to look for people who want to move at the speed that you want to. So the goal then is to build to 24, 25 is really the kicker here, because you really want 24 trio orders outside of your own. And that's what gets you that customer qualified business, which is what the company is talking about. Simply what that means is that you're qualifying your business on your own without the addition of any team members or anybody else funneling into that, okay? So the secret recipe, and this is what I've been saying since I started this business, 8 years ago, is when you first start out, you're looking to add 5 to 10 new customers and 2 to 3 new reps for your first 6 months, every single month. And if you do this and you create this momentum and this consistency, what happens is month 6, you wake up from a business you can't turn away from. Your paycheck is over $1,000. You're feeling really good. Your team members are growing and everybody's excited. And that's probably the hardest part. It's when we start out slow and we look around and we think too much is when we get caught, okay? So creating this, this consistency, and really, 5 customers a month is kind of really what you want to shoot for anyway. 5 trio orders especially would be amazing, okay? 2 to 3 new reps. If they come on and they see you doing that as well, then they're going to do what you do, right? So this has always been what I've taught. Now we're packaging it into this little success. So this is how you're going to fill up those 12. And if you do the math and you look at that, right, let's just say you're an overachiever and you get 10, customers your first month plus your own, you get your 12 done, your 2,000 plus is complete, your team is following suit. And now your second month, you do another 10, your customer qualified by your second month, your team is following along, you're 3/4 of the way to sales coordinator. You really should be able to wrap that up within a 60-day period. I mean, it's pretty awesome. And the bonus money that drags along with that, you guys, is $250 for yourself, $250 for 3 people that you bring along with you. That's $1,000 plus $500 for finishing your fast track to sales coordinator. So you really can, if you time it right and you've got the right people and you guys are focused, you can kick butt doing this system, and it's super simple. So we know that the key, and New York is a great example of this, the key to growing this quickly and filling in those numbers and getting the 5 to 10, it all falls on events, right? Events, events, events. That's what we know has built this business. That's what we know. As soon as we started to take a break with that is when things started to slow down. So we know that that's really the key. I mean, I'm doing it here locally. In fact, once we get off of this, I'm getting in a car and a couple of us are driving over to go meet for an event here locally. We've got a call on the way, cluster your activity so it doesn't feel like you're working, around the clock every single day. But I know Tuesday from 4 to 9 or 5 to 9, I'm booked, right? I'm booked and in high activity, high touch, customer interaction type of stuff. So just be smart about how you use your time and be consistent with it. And what I wanted to encourage everybody to do tonight and having their calendar is I'd love to see every day of the month of July, somebody somewhere in the country having an event. That would be rad. I mean, think about it. There's so many of us. We each should be doing about 2 a month anyway. And if we all plug in and kind of say, okay, what day is open? All right, I'll do a salad in a jar that day. Okay, what else is open? Like, great, I'll do a smoothie party the next day. And we all come together. Think about what we could do in just a 30-day period, right? So I'm going to challenge us to come together and really do that kind of an activity with a blitz and see where we go from there. So in terms of, getting your customer base together, okay, what are the things that we're looking for in a customer base? First of all, you want to surround yourself with people that are positive, that you're going to keep in touch with, that are going to respond to you, right? That make your job fun. This is different. It's not like a job where you sign up and you have to go somewhere and you have to be there and you have to work with these people that you can't stand with. Your customers are the people you're going to be loving on for a really long time. So pick them wisely, right? I mean, bring them all in, give everybody a chance, but really your 25 that you're looking for need to kind of somehow fill into this group, I would imagine. It makes it much more fun. And I, wake up excited to call for the follow-up. Think about your follow-up calls, right? Make it people that you want to talk to. So they're open for information. They're looking to make a change. That's important. Are they ready? Lots of people talk about lots of stuff, but if you're hanging your promotion on somebody making a decision and they're just in that thinking about it phase, then you're in trouble, right? So look for the people that are making changes. Look for the people that are ready to go. Are they happy and optimistic? Are they positive? Are they bringing something to the experience? Are they going to get excited when things start going well? That's the other thing. You know how those people in your life are like, yeah, everything's gotten better, yet they're really reluctant to admit it to you. I mean, really, come on, although they probably need it. Really try to surround yourself with lots of people that are going to go, wow, I feel great. This is amazing, because they're much more likely, one, to respond to you, and two, to share that with other people, right? So you want people also that see value in quality products. They're not counting and pinching pennies. We know our product is not the cheapest on the block, but it's the most effective. And if they see the value in things, then they're going to see value in Juice Plus. Willing to invest money in themselves and their well-being. Do they go to a gym, or they work? I mean, just all those kinds of decisions. You can see how they dress themselves and all that kind of stuff. Someone who you like interacting with. I think that's the most important thing on here. And a yes person. Are they willing to try new things? So the key is not just to getting customers, right? We have been tracking a ton of activity through new customer acquisition, and that's all awesome. And it's important, especially for building momentum. But the most important piece of our business is that our customers are happy and that they stay with us, okay? So on the next step of this page here, what you really want to focus on is, first we fill it up. So the first couple of months, really your first 3 months, you're filling this sheet up. We get to 25 trios, okay? Then we go back on month 4 when they reship, and we say, okay, who are the people who are accepting the boxes? Who are our repeat customers? And, this can be customers that are trio customers, but they delay a month or 2 months. I have them too, but they've been loyal to me for years. And I know that they're going to accept their box like in the next month or two. They kind of usually delay here or there, or they travel and they forget or whatever. But they're consistent. And that's the key. You want to build this sheet with consistency. So go back next to the sheet and you want to put a star next to each of those people who are your repeat customers. Are you going to lose some along the way? Yes. Are we prepared for that? Yes. And that's why bringing on and working towards 5 new customers a month is a really important thing. Now, I really want to take this point here to focus on the fact that 25 repeat trio customers is going to build you a solid qualified business. But again, for the long timers, what we're looking for is really building a solid base of 40. Okay, so this is the startup process. This is what gets people in. This is what builds them that solid paycheck. This is what builds a residual income. And if you build your team out this way, it falls right in line with the A+ business 645 that Don Rathman talks about. It follows in line with what Jamie Kenzie and their teams are doing, and it really does. It's the same kind of system. All the math works up and matches up, but this is just doing it in one place and teaching it from one space. Okay. And in that too, it's a really good lesson to be able to say to your team, hey, grab that sheet. Let's bring it together. Let's sit and meet and talk about it. Talk about those people on the list. Maybe there's some people on that list that are ready to turn into reps, Maybe there's some people on the list that, haven't had much customer care or aren't responding to your calls. That's a great opportunity to talk to your upline and work through some scenarios and say, well, what would you do? How would you, follow up with them and make sure that they're staying consistent and being, and they're going to stay on the product, right? So of those people, and of the 2 to 3 that we're bringing on each month, in terms of distributors, we put together some ideas here about this. And I do have an exercise that I can go through with you guys one-on-one if it's something that you want to do to really expand on this list. But these are the ones that I see consistently working in good positive reps in our team. People that are fun, people are energetic, you know, they're personable, they're coachable, which is really important. They're ambitious and driven. So they're the kind of people that are going to set a goal and go for it no matter what, right? If it comes close to the finish line and they don't know where the rest of it's coming from, they're going to call you and go, I don't know where the rest of it's coming from. What do I do, right? Those are the people you want on your team. You want them to drive it over the finish line every time. And you want them to let you work with them, okay? We have such a huge plethora of skills on this team that, you know, we all are stronger together. And I love that about us. And everybody has this, you know, really awesome gift that they bring. And we just, you know, together, it's just awesome. We really, really shine in that regard, I think. So people that are willing to invest, or are they willing to invest to go to conference? That is one of the most important things. You'll hear Eric Worre talk about it. You hear us all talk about it. Conference is the place to be. If you have a serious business and a drive and you want to build a paycheck, you need to be there. There's nobody in this business that I know that makes serious money or has a really strong business that isn't there at those conferences. And okay, so the next one, excited to learn. Like that's the other thing too, right? Like even tonight I was like, how do I get this screen share thing going? Let's get on and practice early. Like you want people that are really, you know, getting there and going quickly, okay? Raving fans, trustworthy, honest is probably the most important. Look, I want to surround myself with truth tellers, you know, people that are going to, you know, hold you accountable if something doesn't sound right and they want a clarification on that and say, look, I wasn't really sure what you meant by this, you know? You need people that are willing to talk to you and communicate with you on a regular basis. You're building a business together and this is a lifelong thing. So hardworking, happy, and fun. I think I said that twice. Here's a checklist from the company. This is another tool that I use oftentimes. And what we can do is, you know, for the startup, I think it's really an easy one to go through. I've seen ones that are 3 pages long. I've seen ones that are, you know, shorter than this, but I think this is a good happy medium. You can read through this at your own leisure, and we'll post this presentation up on our Facebook page so you guys have access to it later. But really just going through, you know, I think the getting connected piece is really important. The Voxer obviously is our major form of communication. Team Facebook page, we want them on the Honeybees page initially, and we want them welcome there. And then meeting your NMD and upline support team. You know, I really need to meet these people if we're going to be working with them. When I know somebody's name in their face, you guys, I track their numbers. They're on their radar. I'm looking out for them. When we miss promotions, there is nothing that hurts me more than missing it by a day or two and not knowing it was even happening. So we really want to get involved quickly. And I want to, you know, really shout out to the people who have reached out to me to get those things started, because they're quick introductory calls, but they really go far. And it's important that we get to know everybody involved. Okay, so I'll let you guys read through the rest of this piece and just end on this note that, you know, the more we play, the better we get, right? Every strike brings me closer to the next home run, says Babe Ruth. And I can't tell you how many mistakes I've made in this business. I mean, over the course of 8 years, my gosh, you know, there's moments when it sounds amazing coming out of my mouth, and there's moments when Lord knows what just happened, you know, but it's all through practice, and you have to be willing to make mistakes. We can't come into this business being perfect. It's just not going to happen. And for everybody that joins, really, I want you to want to be the best. I want you to want to be amazing, but you also have to be willing to make some mistakes, to take some, you know, hits, to go, okay, how do we get better with the next one? And really with all of us, that, you know, the more we play together, the more we unite as a team, then the better it's going to be all around. All right. So that's all we have in terms of this. And I'm going to see the stop share and get your pretty faces up here. We have one more thing before we close out. Danielle, do you want to unmute? And I wanted to see if anybody has any questions on this.
But if timing right now is not good for you, it's totally fine. I mean, we'll of course keep in contact. And if timing's never right for you.
All right. So anybody have any questions on what we just looked at, what we just went through?
Yeah.
Danielle, can you mute that noise?
There we go. You explained it really well.
Do you guys feel like you can explain it to somebody else? That's the most important thing. Do you feel like you could take that one sheet and explain it to somebody else to start them up?
Great. Yeah, well, we'll keep in touch, dude. No worries.
Danielle, can you mute that?
I think Dylan was trying to talk.
I think he's talking to somebody else. Okay. All right. I'm not getting any yeses, so that's where I want to ask you guys again. Do you feel like you could take that one sheet and explain it to somebody? If you had a brand new rep and I didn't exist, do you feel like you could take that and say, okay, so let's get your order in and let's go help you find 12 Trio customers? Can I show a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Yeah, there we go. Who's that, Sandy, my friend? I can't wait to meet you. Janice, what are you thinking? Yeah? Tulia, does that
Yeah.
make sense for you?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And if you don't, I want to know, because that means that we need to tweak this, okay? We need to tweak it and get better. I want to get better. All right. All right. Well, with that, then I will reach out to us if you have any questions about it. The sheets are up on the Facebook page. Bree put it up a little while ago. So under the files section, you're going to see something for the MDM path, and that's the sheet that's the tracker. Okay, that's the one you want to look for. And I would just print out a bunch. You know, I have about 25 sitting on my desk, and I grab them and I use them daily with people. So that's a good place to start. And then with that, I wanted to end with our baseball contest, which I can't show here, but we do have some entries from our batting 1,000 contest over the summer. And I'll post that back up on the top of the Facebook page so you guys can see. But I really want you to get in charge of, you know, step into this particular month and ask yourself, it's for advancement. What we're doing is rewarding advancement. If you move your business forward, you get your name in the hat, okay, to win. So for people who moved their business forward to VF level, so they got their 2,000 plus completed, which is what we just went through. For people who got qualified for the first time, anyone who got customer qualified for the first time, or if they got into POB status or got to sales coordinator, and then also if you hit $1,000 paycheck at the Comma Club, your name went in a hat, and I am drawing the winner for $100 right now. Are you ready? Okay. And the winner is Linda.
Yay, Linda.
One.
Yay, Linda.
Danielle, will you say her name
Yay.
for me? It's Linda Fuchon. Say it.
Fortugno.
Oh, it's me?
Yeah.
I thought it was your mom. Thank you.
Yay, Linda.
Yay.
Yay.
Linda. You have a $100 bill coming your way. So,
Ready
you know. All right, you guys. So, okay, everybody's on the calendar. Then we're going to get the training schedules up. So you'll have them for next Monday. That'll be our first kickoff. And this is recorded, so this will be on there if you want to watch back over and listen to it again. But it should be simple. We want to be using this, and everybody should be printing out these sheets. So we'll go through them through the month and get you guys all some fat paychecks. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good.
Good. Thank you.
All right, you guys have a great night. Thanks for coming on.
Bye. Thank you.